Is your relationship ever going to change? Here's the thing, change is uncomfortable and it's a lot of work. It's just so much easier to do what we've always done. No one is just going to change their habitual behavior just so you can feel better. And that includes your partner. They aren't doing it on purpose. It's really just human nature. They more than likely want to give you what you want, but it's typically just not motivation enough to create real change. And here's why. People change for one of two reasons. They're either in a great deal of pain and they want out of that pain, or they really just want to make that change for themselves. So when we tell our partner what we want them to do, it isn't that they don't care. They're just not in enough pain or have that real great desire to make that change for themselves. So if people have to want to make change, then your partner has to see how their life is going to be better too if they change. So instead of talking at them, arguing with them, demanding, issuing ultimatums, start asking questions. Maybe you want to feel valued and important. So ask them, how life would be different if they felt valued and important. How would that change things? Would they be more confident? Would they be more patient? Would they be more understanding? Just begin asking questions so that you can really identify what change would be like. And then they're going to see, how that would feel good for them as well. So just try a different approach than what you've been doing. Because even if you do and you don't get massive change, you're going to learn something in the process. And whatever you learn is going to help move you in a different direction and get you closer to the result that you want. Maybe you've been telling your partner that you want them to change, but you just haven't seen the changes. It could be that they just need more information. They might just need more details about what it is you're asking or what it looks like. Maybe they just need to see, how it's going to be better if those changes happen. So the thing is that, when we're confused about what to do, we usually do nothing. So either we just don't take any action at all until we do know what to do, or we try to make changes based upon what we would want, from our point of view. And the problem with that is that, it doesn't always look the same for us as it does for our partner. Maybe those two ideas just don't really line up, so we start to make change, but then we don't see any change on their end because they're not really receiving it in the same way. You can think about it like this, maybe you want to feel more appreciated. And so you tell your partner that. And they say, okay, well, great. When I feel appreciated, I like to get little gifts because that makes me feel like I matter, right? So they go out and they buy you little gifts and they're bringing you things here and there, trying to show you appreciation. And while that's nice and it's really well meaning, maybe that's not the way that you receive appreciation. So maybe for you, it's really, you want to be told that you're appreciated. You want a concrete, example of something that you did that really mattered to them, and you'd rather hear that, right? So if you tell your partner what appreciation looks like from your perspective, they're going to have a much better chance of getting it right. And you have a much better chance of seeing change within the relationship, right? And sometimes, we just expect that our partner is going to know what we need because we know what we need. And then we think, well, we've been together for X number of years. So I just don't understand how they don't know this, right? But the thing is that they can't read our mind. And so if we don't actually tell them what we need, it's not likely to change. And we can't be frustrated about our needs not being met if we haven't told them what it is we actually want. Now, maybe you have expressed what you need and still nothing has changed. Our immediate reaction is to assume that maybe our partner just doesn't care or that we're not important enough. And although that may be true in some very rare instances, it really isn't typical. Really, your partner usually wants to meet your needs, but they really just don't know how to do that. So remember, everything is subjective. What you think is going to create certain feelings inside the relationship might be very different than what they think is going to help make changes. So if you change the way you're communicating, you might just get a different result and create the change that you've been seeking in your marriage.